some lib theory for you on this Sunday, SNL. Has anyone seen this level of emotion and solidarity among Americans for any other country that's been invaded / faced war and not by the U.S. because, of course, that doesn't exist in the last 40 years? No, of course not. There's two reasons for this. Solidarity for Ukraine is for two reasons, which, by the way, is not even a bad thing, okay? I just want to point that out. But it's because Ukraine is perceived as a white European nation. And more importantly than that, and I don't know why a lot of people keep forgetting this element of the conversation, Ukraine is fighting against America's foreign adversary. Ukraine is fighting against America's foreign adversary. Obviously, that kind of attitude didn't exactly hit when it was the brave Mujahideen, because they were brown. But of course, when they're white people in a European country that's fighting against America's big, bad foreign adversary, this is the level of advocacy you're going to see from the media. That's why you don't see that for the Kurds. That's why you don't see that for any of the other factions that America has utilized time and time again against their foreign adversaries on foreign soil. But that's the reason. Paired up together, when it's a white Christian European country fighting against Russia, America's adversary, it's a wrap. That's it. Of course they're going to do this. That's the reason why there's so much hyper focus on it. It doesn't even mean that it's a bad thing, for the record, okay? Western media is really mask off when it comes to this war. The BBC. What the f is this?
Me, I'm sorry. It's very emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles and his helicopters and his rockets.
Bro, what are you doing, dude? Why would you say that, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. It's like, motherfucker, just hold it in. Like, have you done zero fucking, like, these motherfuckers don't know how to do PR at all, dude. Has no one told them to just, like, not say this stuff on American news, like, all the time? Non-fucking stop. I have to fucking, once again, say that just because this fucking weirdo is a Nazi doesn't justify Russian invasion. And it doesn't mean that, like, Putin's denazification as a reason for invading Ukraine was a legitimate one. I need to repeat that, even though this man right here is 100%, of course. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. Okay, you got it. You got what he's saying. Okay, just because he's saying some dumb shit doesn't mean that, like, every Ukrainian is like this. Oh, he's from Georgia. He was in government with Saakashvili. Oh, okay. Well, he himself is not even fucking blonde, which is hilarious. It doesn't mean anything, okay? It doesn't mean anything. He's just being a fucking dickhead. We already watched this yesterday. This is in Iraq or Afghanistan. Here, I'll run it again. It's a relatively civilized...
Tens of thousands of people have tried to flee the city. There will be many more. People are hiding out in bomb shelters. But this isn't a place, with all due respect...
Yo, guys, he said, with all due respect, you know some disrespect is coming. You know what I mean? Lord, forgive me, but I'm about to say some disrespectful ass bullshit right now.
Like Iraq or Afghanistan, that has seen conflict raging for decades. You know, this is a relatively civilized, relatively European, I have to choose those words carefully too, city where you wouldn't expect that or hope that it's going to happen.
You know, just like this is a fucking civilized country. It's not like fucking primitive apes like Iraq, which is what Tucker Carlson said. Remember that Iraq deserved to be glassed is a nation built by primitive apes. I talked about this yesterday a lot, but it's just pretty funny. Al Jazeera, what's...
population. And as you're talking to us, Matthew, we're playing in the latest pictures of some of the refugees trying to get on trains or trying to get out of Ukraine. And what's compelling is just looking at them, the way they're dressed. These are prosperous, I'm loath to use the expression, these are prosperous middle-class people. These are not obviously refugees trying to get away from areas in the Middle East.
But they literally are. They are, though. When refugees from the Middle East are trying to get away. Dude, this is on Al Jazeera, by the way. Brother, you're literally fucking working for the Qatari state media. What are you saying?
These are not people trying to get away from areas in North Africa. They look like any European family that you would live next door to.
This has got to fucking break the brains of all of my, like, I mean, I'm not very brown, so like I do benefit a lot from being white passing enough and like having white privilege, you know, even though if you ask a German, they can identify that I'm Turkish from a mile away. Apparently that's what the Turks in Germany say. In America, I'm white. Okay. I'm as white as it fucking gets. And the thing is, like, this has got to fucking hurt deeply. It's got to be a deep fucking cut if you're like a black dude living in Africa, watching for an African nation. If you're like if you're a MENA boy and you're seeing like the way that they're covering this, you know, all of the heroes that are pushing back against the imperial power, that are taking up arms, being celebrated, people blowing themselves up and blowing bridges up, when like you have seen, especially if you're like Palestinian, you've seen that. You've seen other people forced to a call to arms because your logistics are blown up, your infrastructure is gone, you have no fucking future prospects, and the only thing that you can do is push back against an imperialist invasion, an imperialist invading power. Obviously, it's not surprising at all if you are just living in that universe, but it's still incredibly fucking sad to just see that this will never happen. Like you will never get this kind of coverage. You will never get this kind of attention. They will never see your humanity. They will never see your humanity in the same way that they do of white people in Ukraine. Now, this doesn't take away from the plight of the Ukrainians. I need to mention that over and over again. Obviously, my heart goes out for them. You really hate white people, Jesus? Dude, I am white. I am white. I'm white. I'm fucking whiter than you, most likely. It's just really, really sad to see how people treat. This is not a bad thing. The way that people are treating Ukrainian refugees and opening their arms and welcoming them is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a very, very, very good thing. They are deserving of your love. They're deserving of your security. They're deserving of your protection. They do not deserve to be victim in a fucking senseless war. All I'm simply stating is that the double standard is so fucking flagrant, especially because there are people in this chat that have family members that are still caught up in ongoing war at this moment, and there are still family members that are under near identical fucking occupations that the Ukrainians are going through, and they never ever fucking see this level of support. And it's kind of sad it's probably a sad realization. It's just reinforcing that thing that you kind of know.
And this is not a developing third world nation. This is Europe.
It's Robert Moore here in the studio.
Yeah, dude, it's nice, bro. Fucking nice. He's saying it's an important question. We're not talking about Syrians fleeing. We're talking about Europeans. It's like fucking insane to see, dude. No one is saying don't open up your fucking arms to the Ukrainians. Okay, that's great. But like, can you just not do it while being fucking racist as shit? While simultaneously just like literally openly admitting how you have a double standard? It's just basically stating once again, they don't see you as a human if you're from the Middle East or from an African nation. HasanAbi battalion is obviously evil, just like socialism doesn't justify American invasion. Nationalism doesn't warrant Russian invasion. Yeah, no, I 1,000,000% do not ever in a million years agree with the notion that like Russian imperialism, Russian bombing campaigns in Kyiv is a justifiable act against the fucking HasanAbi battalion. I do not think that at all. I do not in any way, shape, or form agree with whatever the fuck Vladimir Putin is doing. It is completely unacceptable. It's frustrating to see idiotic shit like this, obviously, especially because like they feel like they can do this, you know what I mean? But this is precisely what I've been talking about with respect to like some of the fucking worst hogs are going to get galvanized as a consequence of this, and for a legitimate reason. And the legitimate reason is like Russia literally fucking killing their countrymen. So this is what I mean when I say at times of invasion, at times when an imperial superpower decides to fuck your shit up, nationalism rises within the country and the worst reactionaries gain positions of prominence. Azov fighters of the National Guard grease the bullets with lard against the Kadyrov orcs. So now the Chechens are Muslim and the Chechens are brutal. 1,000%. It's literally a situation where you have like one of the most brutal fucking divisions fighting against the fucking nationalist pieces of shit in the Azov battalion. Chechens are fucking pieces of shit. Like the Kadyrov Chechens not on its own, but the Kadyrov battalion is 100%. Like they're fucking crazy, notoriously. Like I mean, it's like literally it's just terrorists fighting each other. Okay, every day that passes I know that everybody hyper focused on me saying Russia would never fucking invade. Every day that passes, every single thing that I've said so far is coming true, with the exception of why I thought Russia would never invade, which was because this was going to be an occupation that would be brutal, long, horrible, and destroy the Russian economy. I was 100% right on that, and that's precisely why I thought that it would be ridiculous. But all of the other things I've said, all of the other things I said about like just the Ukraine turning into Afghanistan is 1,000,000% right. It fucking. Can you explain the significance of greasing bullets with lard? The greasing of the bullets with lard is the exact same thing that the American general famously said in the invasion of Iraq. Well, we're fucking dipping our bullets in pig's blood. It's because the invading enemy is Muslim. The Chechens are Muslim. Man, just move on from this Russia will not invade thing. No, I mean I admit that I was fucking wrong on that. I'm not. The thing I'm not moving on is that this stuff is going to only get worse. Really fucking awful, and it's gonna galvanize the worst fucking people and the worst kind of attitudes. By the way, this is a useless thing. This is just to be like, look at us. We're like, it's haram. It's pig blood. Lard is pig fat. Haram. We're gonna kill them extra hard. Like they make it seem like Muslims are gonna melt or some shit. I mean, look, the Azov Battalion doing this on its own is one thing. It's the Ukrainian National Guard posting about them and hyping them is one entirely separate problem. Lard is also one of Ukraine's national foods. They eat lard sandwiches with rye bread. Dog, come on. I'm fucking Muslim. You're really going to tell me what this means? I know what the fuck this is. It's just like really? This is how you're spending your time, brother? You're going to fucking you dip all the bullets in fucking lard? I mean, you're going to get owned if that's what you're worried about. Go worry about fucking defending your homeland, idiot. Motherfuckers think this is like Muslim kryptonite or something. It's just like straight up Islamophobic bullshit. America did it, and now they're doing it too. It's that Muslims can't enter heaven if they've had pork. Yeah, it's bullshit. No one fucking, like, that's not a real thing. What? Muslims when they get hit? Sasuke, no, that bullet is haram. Allah, what is happening to me? Anyway, it doesn't even fucking matter because all this is still the fault of Russian incursion, okay? If Russia doesn't fucking invade, these guys don't even get the kind of clout that they would get. You would have them in the National Guard and shit, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We just so unhinged. Yeah, my favorite representative, Clay Higgins, came out and said, "You millennial leftists who never lived one day under nuclear threat can now reflect upon your woke sky. You make quite a non-binary fuss to save the world from intercontinental ballistic tweets." None of this makes sense. Absolutely nothing he's saying makes sense here. What the fuck does this have to do with non-binary people? Like, what the fuck? I love both sides of this they-them army argument. When you look at fucking Russia invading and like murdering Ukrainians, and then your take is like, this is because one side has homosexuals. You know what I mean? Like, it's so funny and it's so awesome, and I need to see more of it, okay? Americans have no fucking way to comprehend anything beyond like these idealistic boundaries that they've set. It has to be culture war. Everything has to be culture war. They're so brain broken about the culture war that it's like, yeah, they're doing it because, you know, Russia's the, you know, anti-they them army, and the American they them forces are coming in, and that's why they're fighting. And it's fucking hilarious. And the inverse of this is like these like weirdo left adjacent accounts that claim that they're leftists, but they're like super fucking pro Putin or whatever, that turn around and say like, you know, oh, you know, they're the Ukrainian they them army or the NATO they them army is no match for the Russian forces or whatever. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, neither side has like, this is Ukraine versus Russia we're talking about, okay? None of these motherfuckers are operating on like the whole, you know, they-them attitude, okay? There is no, this is war, first and foremost, so no one gives a shit about that. That distinction goes away in its entirety. Yes. But also, it's not like the fucking Ukrainians are woke. Like, they don't have to be. I'm not saying like they have to be woke because if we're siding with them, they have to be woke in this situation. Like, no, they're fighting against an oppressive imperialist power, encroaching upon their borders, killing their citizens, yada, yada, right? For sure. But like, they're also literally fucking, the Ukrainian National Guard is posting like about how they're dipping their bullets with fucking pig lard because they're going to fight against the Muslim Chechen Kadyrov orcs You think this is the they them army, dog? You think these guys are fucking woke? Like, no, they're not woke either. Okay, stop trying to fucking put like a narrow American culture war perspective, spear dicking a narrow American culture war perspective into like what's going on in Ukraine. Holy fucking shit! It's just like pretty funny that they're fucking doing this though. Like it's pretty funny that everybody's trying to like add their own spin to it. You know?